So the Northern Powerhouse, in many ways, is a catalyst. It's an energy. It's a buzz to perhaps refocus attention on the north of England. What sort of things do you think? What are the best tactics for actually exciting investors in the proposition?
Well, I think it's. I mean, I agree with you that it is momentum. It is bringing together. It is harnessing. Clearly, the sort of macro strategy is to make sure that the north of England is an environment that is right for investors. So it is important that that level of investment in infrastructure, in particular sectors, in education, and a number of other areas is there, because otherwise you wouldn't have an environment that investors will find attractive. So that is key, and the substance is needed, and you can't just go off and market something if the substance isn't there. And clearly that's what the strategy is about. So the strategy to me is about making this an ideal place for investors. And the second part is showcasing this internationally. This is clearly where we, UKTI, can come in with a whole bunch of other partners, and that is building on the momentum. Our Prime Minister was out in New York in late September during the UN General Assembly Week. He spent a significant amount of time in that very short visit talking to both large companies who are investing in the north and potential investors, showcasing what this plan is all about, and sometimes surprising audiences, and some others just reinforcing very, very important messages. At all levels within government, local government, within industry, people need to be championing this. I think we saw this with Tech City in a way, which is a different story. I would never say that Northern Powerhouse is Tech City Part 2, because it's an entirely different proposition. It's a different set of product bases, if you like. But I guess the similarity for me is the level of ambition, which is very, very high, and we saw this with Tech City in 2010, and actually how government was able to play an important role.
It's a facilitating role, wasn't it?
Well, you see, this is the interesting part, because I think some people just thought, well, government just marketed this. No, that's not true.
Right.
Government provided the environment that made Tech City an attractive place for investors. So yes, there were already some tech companies there, but the reason why it became much larger is because, to name a few initiatives, entrepreneur visas were brought in, seed investment schemes were brought in, investment in infrastructure around the Old Street roundabout. So actually, you invest heavily in the conditions, and then hopefully you're able to champion that and market that overseas. And that's my point. That's the sort of second part, where across government, across business, in all parts of the world, we spoke about Tech City, and it doesn't happen overnight. But a few months after, potential investors suddenly think, gosh, I've heard about this Tech City thing now from 7 different people, and 6 different emails, and this and that. Next time I'm in London, I might go there. And we actually had people just showing potential investors around Tech City, and I think the same will happen here in a way, building on the fantastic work that's already happened. But eventually that momentum becomes long-lasting, and it shows commitment to investors, just like what we've spoken about today when we refer to devolution. Do businesses care about this? Absolutely, if it's good for them. If it means that you have business-friendly policies and that they're here for a very long time, then of course it'll make an impact and decisions will be made accordingly. So to me, it's harnessing, yes, it's building on momentum, yes, it's championing, but all of that cannot happen unless you have the right substance and the right level of investment. Put it all together and you have something very strong. And I think this is what it's about.